Hello, Buena. Today we're going to talk to you about all the nonsense that goes on during 6 hour while most of you are in class. As many of you already know, by the time you reach your senior year, it's common to have an open hour, often being 6 hour. And most of these seniors have cars. But like me, some don't, leaving us at school until the buses arrive. A lot of you might want to spend that hour of waiting studying and doing homework. But Buena's policy states that if a student does not have a 6 hour, they have to leave the campus. So students are constantly getting kicked out. But does this seem very fair to you? I tried studying in the library, but the librarian stated that I required a pass from Mrs. Carlson if I didn't have a 6 hour. So I went to her and asked for a long-term pass, and she denied me. Then I found out that one of my peers received that very pass. So did you receive a long-term pass to the library during your open 6 hour?
Yes, I did.
And how did you get this pass?
I asked Miss Carlson, and she told me to explain the situation, and I did. And then she just kind of gave me the pass.
And what was the situation?
I don't have a car yet, and I don't get a car until probably the middle of September.
So why was I denied a pass when my fellow peer received one? We went to Mrs. Carlson to ask about their policy on student passes during 6th hour. Are students who have an open 6 hour allowed to have long-term passes to stay in the library or on campus? Why or why not?
That's a very good question. The main reason we ask students to leave campus if they have an open hour is for liability reasons. If they're here on campus because of liability, we need to assign them someplace. And that would be either, they could be an aide or be assigned to study hall. So they would just need to let us know that. If they have an open 6th hour and they're on campus maybe once a month or so, they can just come in here and we will write them a pass for the library if there's room there. That's not a problem at all. So the main reason is liability.
Liability issues, huh? You want to talk to me about liability issues? What if walking off campus you get hit by a car or kidnapped by some person? It's obvious that exceptions can be made to students in special situations, but shouldn't it be that exceptions aren't needed at all? So if you take a look at Buena, I think we can all agree that it wouldn't be that hard to find a place to house a few dozen students for an hour. My first thoughts were the library, but the school says that's not an option due to the library constantly being overcrowded. Doesn't look that crowded to me. So let's look past the library. How hard would it be to keep a few dozen kids in the cafeteria with a sign in and sign out sheet to keep track of who's there and when? There's lots of benches and tables outside in the Ramada or in front of the school. There are hundreds of cameras around the school. If a student were to do something wrong, it wouldn't be that hard for Buena to find out. So we haven't come to a good conclusion on what we can do while we're waiting for the buses to pick us up. But would you believe that we can't even ride the bus? After attempting to resolve this ridiculous situation with attendance, I discovered that students with an open 6 hour aren't even supposed to use school transportation. We had an off-camera interview with Miss Fernia to discuss what the school's official policy is on students with an open 6 hour riding the buses. She stated that Buena's official policy is that students need to leave campus and be gone. They are not allowed to return to ride the bus, as leaving campus and returning makes them a liability issue. If they do not have transportation, they need to be placed in a class, study hall, or aide position. So because the school can't think of an alternative solution to this problem, I'm supposed to sign up for some random class I don't even need? Tell me this, Buena. Should every student work their schedule around the school's policy, or should the school accommodate for their students? One of the basic concepts of democracy is compromise. The majority is supposed to accommodate for the minority. Our school is clearly lacking key aspects that form our democratic society. In my opinion, it's the school's responsibility to find a solution that works for both us and themselves, instead of saying, "Oh well," and kicking us off campus without any regards to our safety or our trip home. Back to Anna and Tess in the studio, because for me, it's 6 hour, and I have to be gone.